Welcome to part 3 of the 1940 Packard Club Coupe 160 Super 8. In the last episode, we took the body off the frame and put the body on the rotisserie and then rolled the frame outside. Ahead, we're starting on the bottoms of the doors for body work. The bottoms of the doors were a little rusted. They were pretty rusty. The seam on the bottom was pretty bad. There was some rust holes, a lot of perforation. So we're cutting those out and getting them replaced, welding in new pieces of metal. Working on the Packard door. This is a driver's door. And we got most of the bottom patches in for the inside portion. There's a little perforation, but that's not really gonna affect anything. That's gonna end up getting sealed up. It's small enough that'll be okay. We got starting the fit up of the outside piece. It's going to get flanged and it'll have a proper fit with the remainder of the original skin. We would have made it a little further, but we've run into some welder problems here. Something's not quite right with the feed motor, and I think I need to buy a gear for it or something. It's been since day one that thing. It never really wanted to push the 024 wire very well. It either slips and doesn't push it, and then it burns back and welds to the tip, or if anything goes wrong, it just bird nests in there. So it needs some type of adjustment or replacement. Well, it turns out that gear pictured here was the problem. It was running eccentric. It would mesh too tight on one side and too loose on the other, and it would cause a feed roller to go up and down, just not have a consistent push on the wire. So I rolled the frame back in the shop, put it on the lift, and started taking anything off that was attached to it. Well, did a little work to the Packard yesterday and last night. Brought the frame back in to the shop and got everything stripped off of it. So it is ready to be cleaned and painted. Actually, that's the only thing that I didn't get off of there. I didn't see how to get it off. It's all boxed in on the inside. I'm not sure how it comes out. I might just wrap it up and then do the cleaning on the frame. But I got the transmission out, that cross member, front suspension pieces, steering linkage, more front suspension for the right side. The rear axle is out, clutch and brake linkages, and of course the drive shaft. Now, started making a box of stuff here. And you know, everything's in little bags and labeled and such. Now, one of the pieces, now this is where the rear shock mounts. I went to take it off. The nut wouldn't budge. I heated it up, and then of course it ended up pulling the threads off of there. So I gotta find one of these, because I don't, unless I go with a smaller diameter nut, I really can't fix it. But that should be around. It shouldn't be a big deal to find that. might have been one other part that got damaged, taking it apart, where the leaf springs go in up here. I thought it was going to come out real hard, and it didn't come out real hard, but I used the air hammer to push it through, and it really distorted the end of the bolt, or the threaded part anyway. So one thing I want to show is this, there is some writing on the frame here that's from original, and so it says AOS for, I believe, A.O. Smith, and the date, and then it goes to Packard, and it's a model 1803. Then there's some other letters underneath this, which I think it's 7-12. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to have to try and take a closer look at that, because I'll be cleaning and probably blasting part of the frame and then painting it here pretty soon. Right now I've been shuffling stuff around, so I'm going to take the body off the rotisserie, put that up on the lift, and then put the frame on the rotisserie. So I've been shuffling everything around here, but today's a Sunday, and tomorrow we're going to be back at work and need to have area to work. So that's it for the moment, other than my friend Ralph fixing the doors. He brought one door back home with him, and he's gonna get the door bottoms finished up pretty soon. So that'll be a little more progress, and that's what we need, is progress, and lots of it. I had oh, well, you wouldn't have seen it since last time, but this whole area in the shop here where the Packard is now is all full of machinery and 69 Cougar, actually two 69 Cougars, one of them on a frame machine, and I ended up putting those in a 53-foot truck trailer. But we don't move anything into this area unless it's on wheels and easy to move, because this has become the little project area where you know, for getting the Packard done, and then the next thing we work on will come into this area as well. Well, got the frame put on the rotisserie, got a bunch of stuff swapped around, and here's the frame on the rotisserie, and the body's up in the air, up way high, out of the way. And so now on a good day we'll be able to take this out, clean it, blast it, bring it back in, and paint it. But before we do that, we got to get my tow truck put back together, and of course more stuff shuffled around, but you know, that's the way it goes here when you don't have enough space. So yep, just still continuing to put things back, and making a list to figure out what parts I'm gonna need. Well, this video is kind of short. I haven't had a lot of time to film video while we were working on things, or I didn't have the camera there. There were a few things I wish I got some pictures of, or filming of, but it wasn't a big deal. So stay tuned till the next episode, and hopefully I'll have the camera there and we can film blasting and priming and painting the frame. I will see you then.